Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. I am Tony, otherwise known as Magic Bun Bun, and yeah, welcome to the channel. This is not the first time I'm doing a video in this style, but it's been a long time, so I wanted to give this a go. Kind of similar to what we're doing, what we have done in the past in terms of like a pick a card. The theme of this particular one though is going to be everything that you need to hear right now. I haven't even titled this video. By the time I'm recording this, like right here, right in the moment, I'm gonna be completely honest, I haven't titled it because I feel just very open to like, what is it going to be? What are we going to learn? And then I'll title the video. I just know I'm doing things a little bit differently. The format of the pick a card to get to your pile is the same as always. Actually, we are bringing in this part of it here. I'm actually going to switch over really quickly. Here are our piles right here. We've got for pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I'll even show a little preview of each of the cards here, but go with which one that feels like it's calling to you. You know, the style of the artwork calling to you. Maybe you're a Pisces. I just pulled this card up and we are currently in Pisces season, okay? So maybe you're a Pisces. Maybe you want that card. Maybe pile 1 is calling to you, right? Pile number 2, Ace of Wands, maybe some fire. Maybe you're of a rising sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, or you're just pulled to the fire element, okay? So we've got that going on there. And then for the third pile, we've got number 3. Oh, this is in reverse. That's okay. We've got the Page of Cups. We got the Page of Cups, keeper of the water element. Maybe you really like sharks. Maybe you just really like the colors from this. Maybe you also have water placements. It's not just Pisces, but Scorpio and Cancer as well. Okay, so hopefully that helps you to pick your card, and we're gonna find out the message for this. We're just gonna go with the vibes, and like I said, if you're interested in knowing the different format, we're gonna cover through your career / finances, love life, and just personal growth. Okay, we're gonna try to touch base on all 3 aspects, but we're also gonna take our cues for whichever one of the decks, whichever one you choose, what their main theme is going to be. But we have a plethora of oracle cards. You might have seen them behind me as I did the intro for this. A lot of those cards will be present in these readings. Maybe not for each, maybe just a few for each one, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so pause if you need to, decide which one you want to go with, you know, the colors, all that sort of stuff, the style. I will say this as a warning, or just like, you know, for curiosity, this is Big Daddy. You might have seen him on my channel before. Big Daddy has the possibility to have 3 tower cards, but 3 star cards. There's a lot of double cards in here, so keep that in mind. And this deck, this is a Halloween themed one. I know you're like, it's not Halloween. I don't care. I'm in love with this deck, and I will use it for whatever possibility I can. Okay, so there are your options. Take a breather, and once you picked 1, 2, or 3, you can go down to the description box and fast forward to your reading. Unless you're with pile number 1, then I will just see you in just a moment. Hello there, group number 1. So you went with this deck right here. This is a beautiful deck. I do have to edge this at some point. I'm thinking a pretty pink or lavender, considering like my nails and the color on this card are very similar. I'm thinking that. I think that'd be a cute color to use. But anyways, enough of that. Let's find out what it is that you need to know, okay? What is it that you need to hear? Everything feels so chill, so calm. Asking Spirit, calling to your divine spiritual team. What is it that you need to know? Ooh, first up, now this is my attempt. Let me move this up actually a little bit there. It's going to get cut off just a little bit, but that is okay. It'll only be like the top of the card. So we have 7 of Cups coming in first. A lot of choices. Maybe you're trying to find a path, where to go, what's your next move. The Empress. Okay, so I definitely see this as more of like, you want to grow something, you want something to bring you abundance and prosperity, or you want to grow your happiness. You want something to be birthed right into the physical realm, because you have the Empress who's over Taurus and Libra, that Venus energy, things that you love, things you adore. You might be also be having issues finding something that you truly love that you want to stick with. Oh, okay, just slide right out there. That's valid. We have the 5 of Wands. So we're seeing a lot of conflict here, but needing some outside input. Now, this card is typically seen as a very challenging card, a lot of opinions in the matter, but I find this more about like not doing something solo, more of being able to talk with others and bring down your options, because you're able to talk through them. You're able to also see different outcomes in different paths of different things that you want to do, that you want to accomplish. Perhaps 5 goals that you want to have action. And it's like with this card alone right here, this is like the main focus is this one, but we have support beams coming in from all the other wands there to help guide and give their power. So that first one, so you want things that have synchronicity to them. I believe that's the right word I'm looking for. You want things to really flow together. You want things to really come together and work very well together. So that can help also take away options that you feel like you'll be chasing a lot after. The Empress energy is not a one about chasing. She sits and she absorbs and collects that the energy too. I was gonna say the information, but that's information too. You know, she sits comfortably. It's not you always running about and trying to get everything done, okay? We have Temperance come out. We have some Sagittarius vibes coming in to join the conversation. The Truth Seeker, the Philosopher, the Harmony. You might be having issues trying to find harmony and balance, because we do see 2 cups in the Temperance hands. And with these 2 cups, we'll just put this over here. We'll touch base on this in just a moment. With the 2 cups, like we have the 7 of cups in here, and this is creating magic. So this is being able to have harmony. This is being able to work with 2 things. And again, we're seeing with 2 different things, but that work very well together. Okay, so that is also the magic of Temperance. This is harmony. This is water and earth energy, which we see water being surrounding, or well, yes, the body of water in here surrounding the Empress. The Empress has water running behind her. It is fluid. It is flowing. It is, you know, like I said before, going with the flow of certain things, not trying to force the outcome to happen. But with Temperance, this is also that sort of harmony. This is that balance. And this is also, I'm trying to think of the word, I think alchemy is what I'm looking for. It is where we can also create something from 2 different factors that don't normally go together, right? 2 different paths and blend them into one. We have to move on though. The 6 of Swords is like, it's time to move on, move out of emotional waters, things that have been draining your energy, things that have been bringing you down. Like this is about like heartbreak. This is about something that just wasn't living up to expectations. Like Venus energy, it's just like, you know what, the passion isn't there anymore. It's time to move on. And this could be a lot to carry, because we're dealing with the 6 of Swords. This is like, you know, poking holes in here, but you see how in the water over here, it's a lot of ripples, it's a lot of waves. We're moving on to that. We're moving on. Perhaps we have to move more towards where the Empress is, this nice solid land, something to ground your energy with. Okay. Also, when I see, oh, here we go, strength card. When I see Temperance being here, this angel, this is a guide. You can also view the 6 of Swords, and when you see this person here who's holding that one wand, I know it's a staff, it's there to help row and move the boat and whatnot, but we also have like that one hand on the one wand over here. This could be your guardian spirit. This could be a divine, you know, a divine source, a deity perhaps you work with, any whatever that means to you. But a divine source that's trying to push you in the right direction. connection, you can't resist it. This is motherly love with an Empress. This is someone who's trying to nurture you and watch out for you. Stop fighting it and go with the flow for this, although this will take some patience. For some of you, this is taking your problems and not having the fear to challenge them, to challenge your values, to challenge the way you look at things, to have more also patience and grace within yourself. Now, interesting enough, like I said, we had the Empress coming in. This is Venus energy. This is connected to Taurus and Libra energy. Temperance associated with Sagittarius, that fiery sign of Sagittarius. And then we had Strength coming in with Leo energy. So perhaps you have a lot of fire elements within you, or you're surrounded by fire signs within your life that are trying to guide you and help push you into maybe more uncomfortable realms as well. Like I said, they can be very challenging for you, but it could be helping you to grow. It's helping you to prosper because you're taking care of business is what I'm understanding here. You're taking care of business no matter how scary it could be. You're moving on to the next phase of things. Okay. We have the Lovers card as our crowning card. This is Gemini energy. We have the Four of Swords. We talked about grounding and partnership, and this is also that 2 right there is about balance, okay? So it could be these two people coming together because they balance each other out. This is also acknowledging your accomplishments, and also because it's in reverse, I also interpret this and read this as the energy of making smaller problems bigger in your mind. When it's like, just wake up, it's worse within your mind, you are protected. Because I also, with the 9 of Swords being here now, normally in illustrations, this is cute little flowers, like this is a beautiful illustration, but what also is usually in here are the zodiac signs as opposed to be like the blanket. So when you're laying down in bed, it's like you're covered by the divine and by the zodiac signs and such. And that's also why there's 12 stars on the crown of the Empress, because those are the 12 zodiac signs. So just something to keep in mind for there. We see stars, which I think that's just aesthetic for this deck, but it's still really beautiful. And then we have the King of Cups bringing us Scorpio energy. So we got the King of Cups, Scorpio energy as another challenging position. And I also get this as like the mind and the heart are not working together. This could also be why the Magick isn't there. The Lovers showing this, because the Lovers is about 3 different aspects of yourself: mind, body, and soul, wanting to be aligned and wanting to work with a higher version of yourself to put you on a path of success, of happiness. However, there are downsides, there are downswings. There are times that things and stress will be challenging to you and keep you up at night. Okay, they're gonna wake you up and it may be hard to go to bed. You know, it's something that also you may not be dealing with as your subconscious self. You're not taking care of your emotions, you're bottling them up, and we see the water spilling, you know, it's overflowing, and it's just like, you need to have control of this. You need to have control over these emotions and give them time and space. And this could be very fearful because there could be a lot going on with you right now. You're like, I don't have time for this, I can't. But until these are sorted out, you can't grow, right, into the other aspects of your life. Okay, we are going to keep talking about the tarot, but I do want to bring in some oracle cards already. Overall, this is about the next step you're going to be taking. Which part of yourselves and what part are blending together or unable to work together versus trying to keep them so separate from each other. Right? Like, you're trying to keep things so separate from each other versus having them blend together and work together and cutting out things that just don't flow. They take you out of your path. They take you out of this, you know, and you think it's being responsible keeping on this, but we're just adding on. We're adding on drama. We're adding this on. We're making small things into big things, you know, because they stress us out versus just chill, just relax. Cut out the things that do not matter to you. Cut out those options. Stop trying to make them options. And instead, when you're sitting there, what are you surrounded by? What are your resources? What's on your mind but hasn't weighed you down just yet? And when you start adding more stuff to it, where do you cut those things out? Where do you like, you know what, I don't I don't align with this. I can't commune with this anymore. I can't make magic out of this. This is just, and it's not talking about like, oh, this is just too much work, I'm not going to deal with it. Is it too much work in the sense that it just drains you and you never see anything come from it because you're just taking so long and you don't even like what you may get out of it at the end of it? Okay, like it's not worth it anymore. It's time for something new and fresh for you. And also to celebrate your successes and how far you have come with this Four of Wands right here, because this is also representation of like you're not taking care of yourself, you're not having fun, it's just work and everything on your mind. And instead of challenging that and be like, I am going to rest, I am going to relax, I'm going to make that choice, because the Lover's card is not just about love. It is about choice and making a decision, okay? It's making that choice and making that decision and a promise to yourself, even if that's a version of tough love, okay? And this could be just new habits. I see someone trying to go to bed early, who's trying to find a better sleep schedule, who's, you know, maybe having nightmares. You need to talk to someone about that because they're very challenging. You need something to help point you in the right direction of how to access or how to handle that, okay? All right, so let's find out what you need to drop from your life with a crowd favorite. Everyone really loves this deck. Hold on, it's a little far. I'm gonna grab it. Some surrender cards, okay? What do you need to surrender? Group number 1. What do you need to surrender? I just get very strong vibes, and I know there's strength right in there. I just get some strong vibes that this is a very reliable group. When you have made your decision, once you have chosen a path, it's hard to deter you from that. It's hard to change your mind on certain things. Even if something isn't bringing you emotional fulfillment, it's like you've set a goal to do this and you are going to do it no matter what, no matter how challenging and no matter how much it keeps you up at night. But it's asking yourself, is the end game worth it if the journey is this bad? Versus what can you change? What can you let go? What can you now think of something else and be like, and this is where we're getting that outside perspectives. Because if you tell someone this is what you're doing, they go, well, why haven't you done it this way? And it's like, oh my God, I could have. That makes things 10 times easier. And all you had to do was open up about this. You had to tell somebody about this. And I think that's why we have a lot of placements into here. The Venus placement, like even with just like this alone. Now, if we take out the Empress and put the Lover's card in this space, and I'm only doing this because it's Venus, so that's Taurus and Libra. But if you can create a team of 5 of someone with Leo placements, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gemini, you have a good balance of things. You got your water sign, you got your fire signs, you got your air sign right here. And then if you need some earth, because maybe you have like earth placements, maybe you are very grounded, you feel like you're very practical. But Empress brings us another version, another sign, which is Libra, another air sign, so Gemini and Libra. And then Taurus. Taurus is very sensual. Taurus is very practical. Maybe you have a Taurus in your life that you can like talk to and speak to. This is you building a team to really speak about that. But where is your role as that member? And then who are the other 4 you're going to bring in? So don't think you have to like tell everyone on social media is what I'm basically getting at. You don't have to tell everyone on social media what you're trying to do and whatnot. Okay. You don't have to tell everyone on social media. You can just have a group of like you and 4 other people. And I think it's really, and it screams to that magic sense, because when we think of the basic of magic, it's, you know, the elements, earth, air, fire, and water. What you don't need is spirit, because spirit is already with you. Spirit is that guardian. Spirit's trying to push you along the way. They're trying to send you to your people. Do you have the courage, though, to speak to them, to talk to them, to open up to them? Okay, and then this is why we also see the 4 being right here. Okay, so first thing to surrender is surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help you bring clarity or even solve the problem. This is a screaming card to the Nine of Swords, okay? You are obsessing about things, you're carrying it with you. It's not helping the situation to be so obsessive about it. Sometimes you need to take a break, you need to walk away from it, you need different insights. You can't be stressing out about it all the time. Okay? Next up is surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Back to you can't be thinking about something, you're like, I'm trying so hard to manifest this, I'm trying so hard to align with this, and all you've done is just like the wishing. And this is why I'm saying, like, the journey, if the journey isn't enjoyable, and not everything in life is going to be enjoyable, right? Not everything is going to be easy to do, right? We understand that, but it can be bearable. There could be things that can make things a lot easier for you, and you're just choosing like a harder path because you feel like the underdog. You feel like, if I do things harder, the reward will even be greater. And it's like, why are you also putting all this stress and stuff onto you right now, when as a society things are as hard? You deserve little enjoyments. You deserve just to relax and just be at sometimes, okay? And here we go, surrender to joy. A key to a positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. And this is being honest with yourself as well, because I think some of you out there are like, I don't do that because if I allow myself to have a lot of fun, I will then go the other way. I've been so work obsessed, then I will do nothing. I will be, just, what's the new term right now? God, it's just like rotting. I can't remember, but it's something like rotting. Like being a couch potato or something like that. It's along those lines. It's like you feel like you go from one extreme to the next. It's hard to have this energy of just being like a fixed sign, because we have Scorpio and we have Leo in here, and some Taurus up in there. It's hard to be very steady. It's hard to be very like consistent. It's like one or the other. You just keep going from one extreme to the next. And this is why we have that hardship of balance. But it's interesting to see, if you're talking about people and like a group that can hold you accountable, the two people that can uplift you and have fun with, and the other two that keep you grounded, that keep you practical, because they are, this is a part of the team that you're building and really putting in front of you. Okay, so unfortunately, I gotta move these guys over a little bit more. It looks really messy. I know, but this is what we're working with. I think I can, like, do this to help a little bit. Just to help a little bit. The light might get a little weird, though, but here we go. Okay. So this is a deck that I absolutely love to use when we're talking finances. And yes, I etched that myself in gold paint. So let's talk about money, prosperity, abundance. Like, is there anything blocking you right now? Is there anything helping you right now? I think the deck is ready then. Okay, this was second. There's that Libra energy. We have the Knight of Coins. We have the Knight of Coins, some Virgo energy in here. And then we have Justice, some Libra energy. So keeping the balance, keeping things fair. So this is that discipline. This is that discipline of working on your dreams with that Knight of Coins. Eight of Wands. Okay, so you have Eight of Wands. So the Knight of Coins is some Virgo energy. This is actually, when I think of every card, like at least the court cards or major arcana, the Knight of Coins is one of the most hard-working, disciplined card in all of the tarot deck. And I say this because they are the planner. They take things very slow, They don't rush. They look at all areas, and they also deal with the day-to-day tasks. Versus the King of Pentacles, which is about taking care of community. It's taking care and being very authentic to themselves because they are in charge. They're leading people. They have a lot of authority. They're looking at the bigger picture, the whole journey. This is dealing with the day-to-day activities. This is the day-to-day journey. This is that little daily planner you have to help you get through certain tasks that are very important to you. Keeping that balance and keeping things fair. So this is like doing this is kind of like a card of like the blending of these two cards is like small progress is still progress. Now, interesting with Justice, that brings us that Libra energy. Libra is a very friendly sign. And again, like you have Gemini in this reading. This is not just about a connection with yourself and your higher self and spirit. This could also be with people that are close to you, people that are like siblings to you, and good friendships as well with Justice, with that Libra card. Keeping things fair and airy. And also interesting that this card falls underneath divine timing, because that's also how I interpret the Justice card, is divine timing. Normally when we see this, there will be like a veil, like a curtain behind, usually like right about there. It's like two columns that are there, and then like the curtain that would be there is about to fall. You're about to see the outcome of that. And then the Eight of Wands, how funny, it sits underneath joy, because it's like perhaps because with the Eight of Wands, this is the pip deck, you would see like the Eight of Wands being like shot out of something, like it's just in the air, it's just they're shooting there. It's also like we call it like yeet, you know, like boom, things are moving, things are going. When we go in this direction, we're gonna go full force. This is finding that good balance between like your day-to-day task and putting in some of your planning, like your planning in your planner, like time for fun, whether that's reading, it's playing games, it's going out with friends, it's having like, you know, little mini travel plans, you know, taking yourself on a coffee date somewhere new you've never been before. It's things like that, and that could be a spark of inspiration. That could be the thing that help you grow your finances, to grow your prosperity, because like divine timing will find you. Like this could also be someone that inspires you, right? Because you found yourself in the right place at the right time, and they inspire you to help grow this abundance and this prosperity. It is that spark, and it all comes from a place of joy and happiness, that you did this little thing that is just for yourself. It's not to explain it to anybody else. It is part of the balance that you are incorporating, because you may be on this grind for a while. You might be doing these things for a while. Why are you going to suffer so much versus being able to, you know, put in some time for just yourself to keep going? Okay. Since we're talking about your path, let's find out a bit about your journey. Okay. Okay. Oh, no? Okay. Okay, you get a little extra. That's fine. I believe this is one. This was two, I think. Ooh, okay, we'll come to this. This definitely were put together. Wisdom and follow your bliss. This is that inner wisdom, that inner strength, that inner patience. This is wisdom from the divine who's trying to send you a message. Listen to the signs when they're being given to you. Interesting how this is a shell, and talking about Venus, like if you're thinking of the Greek goddess, Greek-Roman goddess Venus, Aphrodite. Very interesting that that would come up in your reading. And then follow your bliss, follow your joy, this spark, this inspiration. If you take anything else from this reading that you need to know more than anything is to follow what makes you happy. How you can incorporate more of that happiness into your life, that it doesn't take over where you are obsessive about it, you know? But you can have some of it. You can have this. You can do this. You can dedicate one full day of it. If you know you're dedicating a day out of work, you can have a whole dedicated day to this joy, this happiness as well, and don't feel guilt about it. Intuition and step by step. This is you trusting your intuition, even if it takes step by step. This is you trusting in the universe. And remember, we were just talking about like I can't remember the combination of the cards that I was holding up, but I was like, small progress is still progress. This is that. This is just like confirming that part of the reading, okay? Trusting into yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting the signs of spirit, step by step. Progress is still progress. Okay, so we're getting a lot more with your reading, not so much as like in partnership or love with other people versus like a partnership and growth with others as a spiritual team, a team that helps uplift you, a team that keeps you practical. So partnerships of that nature, not necessarily romantic, but you can still have a love of this friend, a love of this group that doesn't have to signify romance for you, group number one. But we're gonna pull some of these cards to find out if there's anything here. We're actually probably put one or maybe two. This is the love deck. This could be something that you need to do because there's like meditations in here. This is just something you need to know. You know, maybe a crystal or something that you need. Like, who knows? We'll find out. I'm trying to incorporate this into my reading, so we're kind of testing this one out. But we want to add a little bit of love into this reading. Especially you've got the Lover's card, so let's still do that. I have to split the deck for this one. I try to do that one, but it just doesn't really work too well for me. It doesn't really work too well, so I'm going to just split the deck for this one. You have Celestial Love, which seems to be very on par with this reading anyways. Let's find out. Who is it? You have Pluto. Okay. In astrology, Pluto is the most passionate planet. Its hot and cool nature turns up the passion and desire in a relationship, and it can add intensity to romance, which can keep things extra fresh. Pluto can help you to be open to transforming the way you treat yourself and the people you care about as your needs and wants evolve through time. If you resist this evolution, then you won't be able to grow into the type of relationship you want or receive the love that your soul yearns for. So I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know if I've ever read any of the astrology books I've ever picked up, even my tarot astrology and all that sort of stuff. I don't think I've ever read the sentence of Pluto is the most passionate planet. I'm going to be completely honest here. And this is I do agree with the transformation part though. I can't say much about the passionate part, but I do want to just like to show like that's what the card says. But I do know in the transformation, it's death and rebirth. Pluto in modern astrology rules over Scorpio, which we see in this reading here, the King of Cups. So this could be that transformation that you, because it's in reverse in a challenging position, you could be resisting because you need to care about your own needs and, you know, to want to evolve, to transform into the next version of yourself, this better version of yourself. You know, don't resist the evolution, otherwise you won't be able to grow, and you want these type of relationships to grow with you. You want to outgrow the old and welcome in the new. So I'll say that much is really right about it, but that's why we're trying to slowly incorporate this. So I highly recommend, you know, practicing with your deck like this to see what it says before you use them for private readings. Okay, so we have that. I think that's about it, but I am going to definitely end with a their pet. You know we have to. You know we have to. Okay, group Group 1, what is the message that you need to hear right now? You are important. You matter. Aww, that's so cute. You get a cute kitty. You are important. You matter. I think that was beautiful. And if I had to pick a color for you for this reading alone, this color, orange, this dark dusty orange color, is on a lot of your cards. Even on the Dress of Justice right here. So this yellow orange color. So maybe orange is a sign for you. Yellow is a sign for you. Keeping that in mind, even with this pretty card, which says follow your bliss, follow your joy. It's both of them are like leaping into the sunset. So a sun, especially because we have Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So I think that'd be your color. I know that's important to you, but I want to just toss that in there, okay? All right, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this reading was useful. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below, and also make sure to check the description box for all important information that may be happening when you are watching this video. Depends if some of those stuff is going on, but otherwise, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and that's all I got for you. Bye. Hello there, group number 2. Those who, you know, throw caution to the wind, who want to mess with this deck for today. Give me one moment, just have to move my mouse out of the way. Okay. Let's find out what Spirit wants you to know right now. What it is that you need to hear, okay? Let us find out. Let's chill. Let's have some cool vibes. Let us find out what it is that you need to know. As you can see, this is a little bit of a beast to try to shuffle. Especially for my tiny hands. But it's okay. I do pre-shuffle these a little bit beforehand just so they're like a little bit easier from like the last time I've used them. They've shuffled. So I can get really messy. I can get really messy with them, and you don't have to see all that on camera. Well, look at that. Someone already wants out. Somebody already wants out. They are done. Like a 2 for group number 2. You got a 2 of Pentacles coming in here who wants to say something. So let's see who else. Okay, we've got people already wanting to come out and say something. You have the 4 of Swords. Ooh. Okay, so you're ready to take some action. You're ready to add more to your plate. It could be very challenging for you to know when to rest, though, when to back off. Like when things start getting very emotional, things can be very much more of like, this isn't practical. This isn't something you can keep doing for a very long time. Do you know when to put it down? Do you know when to say enough is enough? We have the High Priestess bringing in some moon energy. The moon is rules over Cancer, you know, so maybe dealing with things in your home. Another thing here too, when we see they're both 2s, that's kind of what I wanted to point into here. We got a 4, which is, you know, a balancing act between 2 on one side, 2 on the other type of scenarios. But with the 2s being here, normally you'd also see like 2 columns grounding things into the ground, like obviously grounding things into the earth, into wherever like the High Priestess is sitting and perched and trying to, you know, deal with the unconscious and the subconscious things. This definitely gives you the vibes of things that might be lurking in the subconscious, that watery realm. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe you would see like just kind of in the background there's a veil, so you really can't see behind her most of all the illustrations, but sometimes you can see some illustrations have it kind of transparent almost, or just like little cracks. You can see a little bit of water behind her. So, and then water relates to that Cancer sign, okay? That crab sea energy, you know? But this could be like something that's keeping you up, that's like in your dreams, having a hard time resting because it's in your subconscious that you have to deal with. But dealing with the High Priestess, this is also the inner knowing. This is trusting your inner voice. This is trusting your intuition. You may not be trusting that form of communication. Someone also might be giving you bad communication, since we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, or you might not be able to communicate yourself what it is that you want for your day-to-day activities. Like what it is that truly would make you happy, happy? What is the path you truly want to be on? What would truly make you be able to rest easily at night and be able to put down when the juggling becomes too much? We have a Tower card. It's a soft Tower card, though. It's more water energy, if anything, right? We have more water energy coming into here. So the Tower card brings us destruction, but this is a soft form of destruction because this is all under the water. So when you have, like, you know, things falling in water, they don't fall rough, they don't fall fast. It's a slow tumble down. You know, if you're swimming in the water, it's sometimes hard also to fight that current, to go with the flow. Like, you just want it just to wash everything away. And you may need to do that. You may need to let things wash away. This could also be about partnership. Oh, partnership. Okay. We're having a lot of twos in your reading. Now, I will preface this and say this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic partnership. Even with the Two of Cups being present, though, you may be having a lot of disagreements between you and your inner self, with that High Priestess showing up there. Bad communication between the two. But with that Two of Pentacles, this also gives me the vibes of someone in the practical realm. This could be someone, now obviously with the Knight of Swords, this could be someone who represents all the air signs, someone with a lot of Libra, or like their Mercury is in Libra, Aquarius, but I specifically have the Knight of Swords with Gemini energy, okay? But when we think of Gemini, it's like, you know, it could be two halves of the same person right here. This could be a disconnect that you're feeling either with spirit or with yourself. Like, you can't get yourself on the right path. You don't feel aligned with what you're doing. And what you're doing is bringing you heartbreak, and you want this like destruction to come in and wash everything away. Let's start anew. Like, deep down, you know this to be true. And like I said, this could also be dealing with a partner, whether it's a business partner or a romantic partner. Maybe we'll get more clarification as we bring in more cards, but right now this is the message, is like you're dealing with someone that you know isn't the greatest for you. They bring you down, and this is time to end that. Like, we need to be honest, we need to be truthful, we need to be able to communicate this because it's not satisfying your needs. Here's that Aquarius energy. Here is this Seven of Wands. And the Nine of Swords. I realize you can't see that. And then, though, we have the Three of Cups. And then this is our crowning card. We're going to pop this to the side. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I'm going to see if I can try to get all of these cards in here. You're going to see partially of my desk. So, unfortunately, cards are, they're going to get cut off. So, we've kind of touched base with this. I'm just going to push that up there. We're talking about this. And here we go. Ooh, okay. With destruction brings hope. The Star, the hope, the guidance. Now, when we see the Nine of Swords, normally when we see this, this pattern on the blanket here would be the zodiac signs, all 12 zodiac signs, right? So this is, for some of you, astrology is very heavy for you. You need to listen or need to read about astrology. You need to book a session with an astrologer. You need to have guidance via the stars. Because it's like when you're looking into the stars at night, maybe you don't see hope. Have you looked into the night sky lately? Have you woken up from these dreams? Because although the Nine of Swords is in reverse, we need to look at it as a way of like a lesson learned of like, all right, this communication needs to stop. We need to put a stop to this. We can't have this going on anymore. It doesn't bring us happiness, even if it's a thought pattern. And this is dealing with daily thought patterns, mind you, because this is a knight, this is not a king. A king is the bigger picture. A king deals with the overall, journey, how to plan it from the beginning to the end, but he delegates his tasks to others to get the day-to-day process, to get the day-to-day stuff done. And that is what the knight does. The knight deals with each and every battle that comes their way and wants to go to victory. But this is also wanting fast victory, right? And we have that Tower card coming in. Now, this is Mars, and this is Mars energy, which in traditional astrology rules both over Aries, that fiery sign of Aries, and Scorpio, the water tower, being into here. Now, if you're dealing with modern astrology, it would only be with Aries, but I like blending in the two and really focusing also. I like traditional astrology as well. So I do see this as also tapping into that Scorpio waters. Now we have the water bear. We got Aquarius energy, which is air energy into here though, but we have water connecting through the community, and also I should just say the collective, through water, through flowing, through thoughts and exchanges, right? Of this destruction, what new hope can it bring? Now, this could be a great friendship. Now, we weren't great with 2, but 3 balances us out. It balances us out because this is a conversation over drinks. This is conversation for good times. This is conversation to be had because maybe you have someone there who's meditating, what's the word I'm looking for? Meditating? No, mediation. It's like mediation. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's like mediation. Who's, there to help keep the balance, making sure no one starts, name calling and stuff like that. Between the two that are having a falling out right now, between you and this other person. Another spiritual way to look at this, and we'll touch base on this 7 of Swords or 7 of Wands in just a moment here, but another base I want to just touch into this is that if this is, you don't feel like this is dealing, because remember, this is a general reading, so some of you this could be very spiritual, for some of you this is more of like dealing with a person. If you yourself are like, I can't think of a single person who would fit this scenario, like I get along with everyone, no one agitates me, I don't feel like I can't talk to anyone. Have you been able to have this conversation with yourself? Do you feel like you're cut off from hope? Do you feel like you are nothing but like blaming yourself for things that are going wrong around you? Like you're trying to take the full brunt of this, Are you being very hard on yourself and blaming yourself? Are you continuing this cycle? Is this what you feel like deep down? These are questions that you would have to ask yourself, because someone around you has been making you feel like you don't deserve to be at the top. Showing this up right now, the bees signify hard work, the hard work you've done to reach the top, the hard work that you've been putting in. I feel like for some of you out there, you don't feel like you've been putting in enough work. You are very hard on yourself and you feel like you haven't done enough. That being able to go out and have fun with friends, being able just to let it go and be able to have like these connection with others, you feel like you don't deserve it because you haven't worked hard enough. You haven't put your energy. You haven't gone full force yet. No matter how many times you've been stressed out about this, you just feel like you haven't, and things are going to crumble if you like divert your path. You feel like things are going to crumble and come down shaking around you. When in essence, this version of you, this perfection, this it's just like this vibe I'm getting of like this version of you that needs to be torn down and rebuilt. There's something wrong with where you were building it to reach these dreams and these hopes in the first place, and it has nothing to do about like the work you've been putting in. Like you can't be so hard on yourself for the work you've been putting in. You were doing the best that you could with the energy and the information that you had at the time. This is the best, but we need to direct this energy elsewhere now. You're being pivoted. You're being asked to change directions, hence why the knight is in reverse. He was going one way, now he's got to pivot and go to the next. And for some of you, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to know or be told that the direction you've been going in is not with your highest self in mind, the benefit in mind, the partnerships and relationships you want to grow. It's not what's in mind. You need to pivot in a new direction. Okay, so we're going to bring in some oracle cards. We're going to touch base still with the tarot, but we are going to bring in some oracle cards. Now, we're definitely bringing in, where are they? Some surrender cards. cards, because I think it's always great information just to find out what it is that you need to let go of. Okay? What is it that you need to let go of? What do you need to surrender? Group number 2, what do you need to surrender? One, oh, there we go. We'll just do this in order. First up, you have surrender stress. Ugh, this card always makes me giggle. Okay, let me read it first. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. It is always easier said on a card than actually in practice, when a card tells you just don't, don't be stressed out. Why are you stressed? Like, don't be stressed. I always take this as like a reminder just to breathe and just like relax for a bit, walk away, like just watch a movie, read a book, like have that moment. And like, because if you're so frustrated with something, it's going to be so much harder to figure out how to solve it, because you just want the quickest response to it, even if it's not the best response to it. If it's a situation that you can just put to the side for right now and like have a good meal, eat something, drink some water, that sort of stuff, and then come back to it. And then you can deal with the ruins that are there, figure out what works for you, what doesn't, how you want to structure this. You're more cool, calm, and collected when it comes to that sort of thing. You don't have to rush into it, because then you miss things and then you have the breaking all over again, right? All right, then we have surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. This is kind of like of a situation that's stress, like a certain person. That's why I said for some of you, this is dealing with a person in your life that is bringing you stress, that maybe you feel like they're out to get you. They make you feel small. They make you feel like the work you've been putting in has not been good enough. Okay, this could be someone that you used to go to as a mentor, someone that you just like, you're not vibing with anymore. Honestly, for some of you out there, this could be yourself, because you're being way too hard on yourself. That's why you need to go out with people and like celebrate successes. Okay. Surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace with healthier alternatives. And this could be the part of the foundation that needs to break. You realize that you're so obsessive. For some of you, you're so obsessive about your dreams that's why you feel like you're not putting enough work, and then you start doing more work, and like that's an addiction to it. Addiction to the grind, if you would, look at it that way. Okay, so we're dealing with a lot in this reading. I think we're dealing more with partnerships than like with business for some of you out there with your work and your career, but we are going to pull out this deck here. Hold on. To find out more information, I gotta push these up though, about your career, about finances and whatnot. What is your greatest challenge, if there's any challenges at all? Maybe it's still this person. Maybe there's someone who's just like authoritative, or you're just like not getting the right vibes from them, or they don't feel like they're lifting you up. They don't make you feel successful. They make you feel small. And this is why, deep down, I also get the vibe of jealousy, especially because that Knight of Swords is in there, and that's communication and whatnot. The Knight of Swords has also been an indicator that someone's like watching your social media, and like it's just like, oh my gosh, get a life. It's just kind of like the vibes I get. Like they're gossiping behind your back, but then they're a friend to you. But they are wishing, like, they don't want to see you successful, basically. They don't want to see you successful. And I'm not pointing out to all Geminis out there, because this could just be like their Mercury is in Gemini, like it doesn't have to be like a sun sign Gemini. It could be that their rising is Gemini, and yeah. We also, like I said, we have that Scorpio vibe in there too. Like there could be plenty of signs. Also, I know how difficult that is to find out, hey, what's your sun sign? Do you know your Mercury? Can we pull up your chart really quick? Can we just do this? Like, let's do this for fun. Okay, finances. Five of Cups. Okay. New opportunity. Six of Cups. Okay, so right off the bat, like, Keen of... Oh, shit. Okay. So while we have it here, Five of Cups typically means, like, grief and sorrow, lost opportunity. Now, if you do... Now, this is a pip deck, but if you would think of it as, like, one of... like this type of illustration, when we have a Five of Cups, there's usually 3 cups that are spilled and 2 cups. That 2 cups again, that is opportunity, right? These things haven't spilled. These things are still good. Don't worry. Like, be okay. Like, be okay that these things fell apart. They were meant to do that. They were meant to do that, okay? Like, don't freak out about this. Like, it's meant to do it. And this Six of Cups, this would normally be like, usually it's like children or just like, usually it's children that's pictured into here. And it's like one is giving a gift to another one. Usually like some, like flowers or something are in the cup. They'll be like, here you go. And usually that means like nostalgia, means things of your past. But when we're dealing with finances, dealing with career, it's like missing an opportunity. But if you see that as a gift, because then you can focus in on the cups that you do have, and then being given a gift. Now this gift can come from, we have the King of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This person can have high Aquarius placements. This can come as a gift from a person. So some of you out there may be getting a gift. Let me actually grab something real quick. This is where I keep my tea leaf cards, because I want to see more about potential gifts that could be coming your way. I do have to split this though, because the deck is, if I try to shuffle it all at once, they will go everywhere. There's still a fear that they can still do that, even when they're smaller like this, but we'll try. But yeah, so this is like a gift of a communication, legal matters, like in the way of like you being able to reach out to someone professionally, maybe in the professional realm of lawyers or something like that, that you're like, you know, have always wanted to try. This is just someone who has that type of authority and power, who may be willing to speak with you and whatnot. I really can't talk and shuffle these at the same time, because like they really do go everywhere. I'm trying to like act like they're on my tarot decks. When it's my tarot decks, I can pretty much talk and try to do this at the same time. These ones, not so much. Okay. Great passion and a secret admirer. Okay, so maybe someone's giving you flowers. And that's so interesting, because the tulip, remember I was like telling you, like usually it's like a cup filled with flowers that they're trying to give to you. Like this could be a great passion, a secret admirer. And I knew it said vase and tulips. Now I'm just like, oh my god, because where do you put flowers? You put them in a vase. So some of you out there, I know we're like, well, you're talking about finances. What is this? If you also think of tulips and this, like, a great passion, like someone who's very passionate about their job, someone who's really trying to help you out. Perhaps they are a secret admirer of yours. Remember, we're also talking about that social media aspect, that social media, like someone's watching your social media and they could be watching out of jealousy. For some of you out there, that's going to be someone who admires you, admires your work, and wants to help you out, and wants to like give you that sort of that gift. Just see if anyone else wants to come out of this side. Oh, okay. Yeah, we do. We have dolphin, which is financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. That Six of Cups, remember, that's like nostalgia. I was like saying that, I was like, Six of Cups is typically like nostalgia, things from the past coming, you know, from like the way you view things with that Six of Cups, but you know, say nostalgia. And then we have ladder, climbing towards success. Okay, so perhaps this King of Swords is more of your authority that you're going to have, that you're climbing, especially if you're like, we have like a clear like vision here. We have loss, grief, sorrow. We still have 2 cups. Embracing those opportunities, right? The ladder with like the 7 of wands, climbing that up because someone's going to bring you a gift. Perhaps they were a secret admirer and they want to like, hey, did you know about this opportunity, right? You helped me out in the past and now I want to help you. This is someone who's wanting to be useful to you. And this is climbing towards success. That King of Swords energy. That's really great. I love that for you. What do I want to pull? Oh, this. No, we're going to do. Hold on. I'm also like thinking 2 steps ahead. Trying to figure out what the next cards are going to pull. Yeah. We're going to pull the Witching Hour. Where are you on your journey, your personal growth journey? So business-wise, as I said, you're doing pretty good business-wise. What might be bringing you issues is more dealing with a certain person. This can now be a person from your past that you have to let go. And someone else from your past is like, you know what? Here, I want to help you. You have the first, you have another 2. So take anything from this reading. If you ever see 2, like 2, like how many 2s do we have on here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so far as it is right now, we have 4 2s. So 2, 2, 2, 2 is your sign. Oh shit, that was too many. Is your sign. It is your number. I just realized what was that. As I was saying, it's your sign, it's your number. You have the hanging bones, seeing the signs. And then the witching hour, favorable circumstances. As this sits underneath this area here, okay? So with these cards being present, the solitary witch, practicing your magic, you know, working on magic. This is healing yourself first. Now, this is being with the 2 of cups. Sometimes we see like a little mini angel. It's like a lion's head and has like angel wings coming out of it, or just wings in general. That has also been a representation of deep healing. So perhaps this is like that connection you have with yourself. Like I said, for some of you, this is like spiritual. This is between you and your higher self, the version of yourself, the subconscious part of you that needs recognition. You need to like give it that moment, even if it's a good cry. Because that also represents like the third eye, you can also say. And then you have hanging bones, seeing the signs. So 2, 2, 2, 2. Look for that as a number. Look for that. If you see that, that is your sign. That is, I don't know how much more crystal clear we can get about that, but that is your sign more than anything. And then the witching hour, favorable circumstances, because when you read the signs and you go with it, like you are saying, hey, someone's offering me this gift. This could, like I said, be a person from your past that you helped out before and they want to return that kindness. They admire you, they admired your work, they want to give you a gift. You know, accept that and see where it can take you, okay? Obviously always use caution, you know, making sure no one's like what's is the word, like quid pro quo, shit, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, right? You know, like they want something, you know, in return. I'm trying to say like terms. I always like making sure basically you're not being taken advantage of is what all I'm trying to say here. Okay, so we have all of this. I am going, now we don't, like I said, love wasn't a huge part of this reading, but I do want to try to use this deck. I am trying to get more practice with it, so we're not ending the reading just yet. There's going to be one more card, one more deck after this, but I do want to touch base on love. Like this might be more of love for yourself since we see that solitary witch down there. But we are going to pull one card from this. Now, I am going to split the deck because this one's really hard for me to try to have anything flip out. Oh, you got Celestial Love. Of course, it's this one. Uranus. Okay, I'm saying it like that, alright? Okay, you can expect the unexpected when Uranus is involved in romance. The planet represents unconventional partnerships, and the only thing you can be sure of is with Uranus is that you will be pushed outside your comfort zone. Think of Uranus, the planet of free love, one that cannot be tamed and must run wild at all times. Wow, they're really trying to make sure you have to say the planet's name in every sentence. Because we all know, we would giggle when we say Uranus, okay? So I'm trying to just say Uranus. Which I'm not even sure that's the other alternative way to say it. I'm probably saying it completely wrong, but I'm being tested right now, okay? When Uranus shows up, it may indicate a challenge to the norms of conventional partnership. This planet can also signify diving headfirst into love without much thought about where the relationship might lead. So there you go. This also gives me that vibes for that secret admirer, being like, someone's like, hey, I've been admiring you, been watching your socials. You know, I would love to like get you like a cup of coffee or like want to like meet up or something like that. Like always like caution before you meet anyone over like online, but some of you are going to throw caution to the wind. Maybe. I hope you're very careful. This is not an endorsement to do anything like that. I think practice safety and online safety first and foremost. I'm thinking more of this might be someone who you've known from the past that you've at least other people know about them too, so you're not going into this completely blindsided. But that makes me a little bit cautious when this card comes in. But yeah, let us now like. Also, it's very interesting that you got this Celestial Love, because I can just say right now, because I've only recorded group 1, they also got Celestial Love. They did not get the same card though, they got a different planet. So Celestial Love is in the air right now. We are ending this reading for you, group number 2, with a Therapet, because I have to use this. I absolutely love this deck. So we're going to end this with a Therapet for a message you need to hear right now. Anxiety lies. There is no doom incoming, and you're managing everything just fine. Ooh, this is like leading to that anxiety of like the 5 of Cups, that grief, like, you know, being hard on yourself, the 9 of Swords for sure. But it says anxiety lies. There is no doom incoming, and everything you're managing. There is no doom incoming, and you're managing everything just fine. Love that for you. Now, if I had to pick a color for you as another sign, now this is kind of biased with this deck here because there's a lot of purple. Like you could see in this, there's some cards that look extremely different to this, but with the purple from this card alone, matching the purple in here, and then we have the purple of the High Priestess. Now there's multiple, there's at least one, there might be 3 of her in here, but there's at least one other High Priestess, and you got the one that's coated in like purple in here. Purple in the background of this card, specifically it's like very matching to this purple and blue. Purple in the back of this card. Like this shade of purple is in a lot of these cards, but pretty big in like the backgrounds and like key significant items in here. Even with the 2 of Pentacles, there's that shade of purple there. So if I had to pick a color for you, it's gonna be purple. What that means, no idea, because I don't study colors. That I have to look at a sheet if I wanted to know about the color purple. Maybe I'll put that in the description box, who knows. Anyways, that is my reading for you. Chaotic as it was, maybe you're gonna get purple flowers. Let me know if I'm right on that. Let me know if you get something that's gifted that's in purple. Maybe that's what it signifies. Anyways, that is all I have for you for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I truly do appreciate it. Make sure you check the description box for any information that I may have missed. I put in there, or like anything you want to know about my different socials, how to book a reading with me. You know, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy my reading. Subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, all that good stuff there, right? And thank you again for being here with me, and I will see you when I see you. Bye. Hello there, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. All right, so if you pick this deck, you must really, really love Halloween just as much as I do. Okay, but I mean, I feel like a lot of people who are into tarot reading really do love Halloween, and especially if you love my content, this witchy mix of content, this is just not surprising. It just vibes in it. I'm trying to be very gentle with this deck. I feel like if you like shove this in there versus like kind of shaking it in there, I've noticed some of like the little bit of like kind of that holographic paint. I did notice some of my area, like it's not on all the cards, thank goodness, but oh, like you can see on this one, well maybe you can on this camera, but it's like right there and right there, it's like peeling off. And so I just got it. I haven't even owned them for a year yet. Okay, so just don't mind my shuffling. It is, spirit will understand, the universe will understand. We're still getting it done. We're just being a little bit more gentle about it. Okay? All right, so here we go. Let's find out group number 3, what it is that you need to know. What is it that you need to hear right now? Ooh, okay, I think the deck is ready then. The deck doesn't want to shuffle anymore. It must be ready. Let's try one last time. Oh, that was beautiful. Okay. Let us do this gently, gently now. Okay, this one's still... We'll see if this works out too. Otherwise, we'll just split the deck. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, shit. So we have the 2 of Wands coming into play. Ooh, are you a bit bored? Group number 3, are you a little bit bored right now? It's like you want to solve a puzzle, but maybe not sure what direction to go to. There is a maze in front of us. But remember, the wands in this card are right here. And when it's in reverse, it's like the crown, it's like they're not grounded. They're not, it's like having to turn around and fix something, but you're so bored to do so. Then we have 7 of Swords. I have to read this little metallic piece, so if you see it weird like that, it's just because so the light doesn't, you know, I can actually read it. I can only read it like this. So we have 7 of Swords. Okay. Stolen energy, stolen time, wanting to do it all. Oh, this one's upside down. This is the 4 of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure this is the 4 of Pentacles. Yep, 4 of Pentacles. Structure and order. Oh, you might be bored. I get it. I get it. You got the Hanged one. Look how creepy this one looks. I don't think I've ever pulled this card yet. In this deck, I should say. This is a creepy card. Oh man, my camera does not do this deck justice. I'm so sorry, but like, yeah. Anyways, I'm so sorry for you, group number 3. I'm gonna be doing that a lot with this deck. I love it so much, but we are gonna have to zoom out quicker than normal in here, because of how huge this deck is. So I'm so sorry for those who don't like to see like my desk being cut off on the top there. That's just the size of this gaming mat, but I am gonna have to do this. I will hold the cards up though. Let me get there. Okay, so why I'm saying like boredom, this is like thievery. This is like wanting to do it all. And the 4 of Pentacles, normally when we see this card, although this is gorgeous, this is a raven like collecting their bounty and whatnot, you know, collecting all of these coins. You know how they say like ravens, or is it crows, or is it both of them that like to collect shiny things? This is, when we normally see this is a person sitting down and they have like a pentacle on their head, on their heart, and both their feet, right? So like they're grounded, they're very structured. Now things can be very stern. Sometimes like that rope is too tight, because normally it's like, also you can see it where it's like string is tying everything down. Like we've seen that in different illustrations, that the 4 pentacles are like tied down to something, and it's like that string is so tight it's going to snap, it's going to break. I feel like some of you are so bored in your occupation right now and what it is you've been doing in life that you're so like it's about to burst, like it's about to, you know, topple over. It's about to be like, I am so done with this, I'm about to snap. Like you want change, you don't want things to be so foreseeable, like, you know, like day-to-day activities, like, you know what's going to happen because it happens every single day. You want adventure. You want to leave this life of boredom. But this is also a mindset of like wanting it all, but not knowing where to go next type of thing. Like, this is also a thief. When we see this, this is a card of like lies and deceit, like someone who might have cheated you out of money, that said, like, or cheated you out of life. This also gives me society vibes. I'm so sorry, but like, I know we try to think more of like day-to-day things, but society will pitch in and be like if you go to college, you get a good job and all this stuff, like you'll make money, and it's like, that's not what happened. That, you know, things are just so expensive, things are just so out of control at some points that it didn't work out that way. That plan of structure and discipline and order did not work out that way. But how is this going to, like, how can you overcome this? How can you change from this? How can you grow from this? How can you pivot from this? Is kind of what we're asking here. What brings you happiness? What's a puzzle that you're willing to take that time to solve, right? And then we have the Hanged Man, bringing in some Neptune energy. Actually, Neptune in modern astrology rules over Pisces energy. And Pisces, like, as I'm recording this, we just basically reached into Pisces season. So Pisces season, dreaming, reflecting, you know, wanting to dream bigger and manifest these dreams. But this is also getting downloads. This is that storm of enlightenment, and this is also a card of sacrifice. This is very much attached to, you know, the ruins with Odin and whatnot. I think he was tied even to a tree. I think that's when he lost his eye, and he did that because he sacrificed that to have visions, to be able to see, I want to say see the future. I'm not completely, I used to be really good with mythology and whatnot in the Norse realm. I am not, I will be completely honest, I'm not right now, but I know that's like the basic super one line sentence. So don't come for me if you're like, that's not exactly it. If you want to tell me, if you like to share information, please do so in the comments. I'm more than happy to learn about something, you know, and read about it and refresh my brain about it again. But yes, so we have the Hanged Man. That is about sacrifice. It's about what you're willing to give up for this version of enlightenment. Now let's get in deeper with you for group number 3. Who is this? This is the, oh wait, we got 2 of them. We got, oh my gosh, we have the High Priestess who is lurking underneath here, and then the Magician. Okay, I'm gonna turn these cards up. So you have 3 major arcanas. You have the High Priestess and the Magician. Oh, these cards, gorgeous. Now, I know you're like, oh my gosh, though, they're in reverse. That's terrible. What does that mean? And it's like, don't worry. I know they're in reverse, but we can learn from this. This is lessons to learn. Now, the High Priestess, I will admit, being in like this already challenging row here, doesn't actually matter if she's in reverse or not. This is not trusting your instincts. This is not trusting your situation about this matter that feels like something was stolen from you, something that is distracting you from it. Like, what is distracting you from setting your goals, from having your dreams become a reality? You know, this structure, is it the pentacles that are on the usually the Magician will be like a table. Like in this one, she's floating, the cups, the swords, the pentacles, the wands. You can see it floating in front of her. So there's the pentacles. Is this where we lost control of? Was the pentacle area, the resources, the physical, the time you're putting into the material realm, that sort of things is where we kind of lost things. We've lost the resources. Maybe someone tricked us, right? They spoke about something, they took our money, they're like, you know, they took your time, your energy, right? They've distracted you from your goals of manifesting things into the real world. So what's left on your table? What else can you use basically to make this a reality? What is your subconscious trying to tell you? What is your magic trying to tell you? And this is like having faith in things that you cannot see. This is also having more faith on, you know more than you think you do, and that sometimes you don't know why you know things, but you just do. You know how to grow from the situation. You know how to better yourself. You know how to move on from the situation too. But I want to get this last row in so we can also get the full picture of the situation and of what Spirit wants you to know. Oh, okay, that just like snuck out of there. 4 of Cups. Okay, so this is deeply meditative energy. I'll explain that in just a moment. But then we have Queen of Pentacles. Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles, who's eating a cake. Love that. And then, was it 3? Is that 3? Oh, Queen of Wands. Oh my god, I should have just realized by the picture. I was like covering it like this, so I was just trying to read that. Look at the King of Wands. Again, in this deck, I have yet to pull this card. This is the first time I'm pulling this card in this deck. And I know it's weird that I remember stuff like that, but it's just due. And the same with the Six of Swords. Yes, Six of Swords. Just double checking. Okay, so we have a king and a queen. Oh my god. Okay, so what else do we have here? What planets? So I said Neptune and Pisces. The High Priestess brings in moon energy, which rules over Cancer. We have the Magician, which is ruled over Mercury. Forms of communication. Forms of communication, and rules over Gemini and Virgo energy. Four of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles, which I personally associate with Capricorn energy. And then the King of Wands, which is Leo energy. Like, again, I personally associate with Leo energy. Okay, so I'm saying that there so you can see the signs, you can see it, especially with court cards, if someone comes to mind, this is either you or dealing with another person that is in this, that is making things very challenging. This, also, the Queen of Pentacles, she's eating her cake. This is also a form of self-care, and this has been very challenging for you. You may want to be taking better care of yourself, and this is also dealing with the bigger picture. Remember we were talking about boredom up front here? I was like, you might be feeling very bored because you want this for version of enlightenment. You're waiting for a sign. When it's deep down, you already know the signs, and the signs are pointing you in a certain direction. You may be ignoring that because you want something that is manifested in the real world to tell you what to do. You may want the influence of someone else to tell you what it is that you're supposed to do before you're willing to take that next move to move on, you know? And it's like having to have that moment of deep meditation. Now, the Four of Cups, why I said this is deeply meditative, especially underneath the hanged one, is because when we see this, I think they kind of illustrate it on here. Now, the lotus right here are like the cups, and these are the three in front, and the tree here is like a grounding tree, right? It can also like mimic here. Here is a tree. Here's the tree they're hanging from. Here is a tree that is here. You see like the difference in like the vibes and the feels, the contrast we have in these colors in here. You know, the deep, scary, honestly, scary red color that's in here. And then, like, this kind of more nature-bound. This is calmer waters. This is making sure you're not adding so much to your plate, right? But this is being meditative. This is that enlightened moment of just sitting in the moment and just thinking things through, being very honest with yourself. You know things to be true. You just need to have that moment to sit there and think it through, no matter how slowly or how much time. That enlightenment is going to get you, and it's going to move you forward, right? The Queen of Pentacles in a challenging position. This is again having a challenge with Pentacles, of having that reassert. Oh my god, can I not say this word? Apparently I can't say the word. It's in my head, but I cannot say it in the real world. It's in my head though. But being confident in your choices to make sure that you feel like you're doing things correctly. Now, interesting with this card though is that she's like sitting on her throne, eating a cake. This is self-care. This is having that balancing. There's that too there, having that balancing act between taking care of yourself versus taking care of others. Make sure you take care of yourself. And the King of Wands is that influence. This is that Leo energy. That's that confidence. People will follow you. You will lead. You can do a lot with the little. This is feeling very confident in the resources. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is very close. Out of all the queens in there, they say like sometimes she's a sister to the Empress. You know, the Empress in the major arcana, because she is that earthbound energy, right? She's that earth energy that is present in the Empress card. And with that, that is sitting down on your throne. That is not chasing after things. This might be leading you to sit down and just read a book. This is you trying to sit down and figure things out, you know, and you may need a mentor with this King of Wands. And there's someone who inspires you, someone who knows how to communicate as well. confidently, and thinking about the bigger picture, right? Making sure you're taking care of yourself along the way, making sure you incorporate that into your plans. Now we're going to bring out some oracle cards to help get some more clarification on this reading. The vibe I'm getting from you, group 3, is that you're very bored and things haven't gone the right way, and like you're waiting for like a wake up moment. And it's kind of like you're not willing to make those changes or to move or to like pivot, change the way you want to do something until everything is perfect. The communication is right. You have everything that you need in front of you, even though you have that power within you. You have inner strength. You have, because this is the card associated, you know, the King of Wands is Leo energy. It's confidence. It's a big heart. It's being able to connect and influence with others. And like you might feel like you need to be more connected with somebody, even if this someone is more of yourself. Now we have 2 court cards here, so I am thinking it is dealing with someone. And you know, Mercury being right over here, the Magician being over here, it's like someone who can, you have to also be confident in yourself. If you feel like they're lying to you, like trust in that intuition that they're lying to you. They might be lying to you about your finances. You need to trust yourself. You need to put in the work and like double check everything yourself as well. For some of you out there, double check the work yourself. And hire people and surround yourself with people that uplift you as well. Okay, so let's find out what you need to surrender. And then, like I said, we're going to keep touching base with the tarot. But I just kind of wanted to clarify a little bit there. What does group 3 need to surrender? I just got this message of like the moment of enlightenment is one step back. We're going from 2 to 1. It's like, whew. It's okay. Take a step back to look at the bigger picture. Day-to-day tasks aren't as important as the overall goals that you're trying to set. Oh, this is about, oh my God. Okay, so this is about building happiness. And I know that's usually the goal for a lot of people. Is like you want to build a life you love, but you may be having a hard time moving forward because there's like this vibe of like, God, it's like someone who's been stagnant for so long, someone who has been bored for so long. You haven't even thought anything bigger. You never had that moment just to think, what if life could be bigger? What if you could ask and get more? What if you could have these grand adventures instead of like victim, like blaming, like, or like just being like, I'm a victim and I don't have any control. Some situations you do not have control over. There's some things that are going to hinder you, of course. That is life, you know, as we know it. But this is just that mentality of like, God, it's like someone who's regretful, someone who's very regretful, who didn't like do things a certain way, who didn't partner up with people a certain way, you know. And it's like you haven't sat there and had these like, you haven't sat there and just thought things through, right? And the more you're able to let go and heal from this past life, the more you'll be easier to move forward into something that is happier. As I say that, surrender to joy pops out. A key to a positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Like, surrendering to more joy, like being able to break free from old habits. God, it also gives me the vibe of someone like with authority told you to like to do this, to do it some way, and you're like, this is not making me happy, and it's like breaking free from that. We're ready to move on. We're ready to move on. So surrender the idea you can fix someone. It is time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Now, obviously, this could be dealing with you and another person, just as you read the card, like surrendering, like you can't change someone who's been lying to you. You need to cut those relationships out. You know they've been lying to you. Deep down, you truly do know this. And a version of self-care is putting those boundaries up. Think of the pentacle as like a boundary within that circle. You're casting your circle. You're moving away from the situation. Now, however, we're just talking about like, you have to be building a life you're ecstatic about. And like when people say, build a life that you cannot wait to wake up and get your day started because you're so happy and you're so joyful. Now, those are going to change with little steps for you, but you have to be ready for it. So if you're still grieving the loss of something, you're still grieving like this relationship you had with someone, this situation, you're still in the moment of grieving. It's so hard for you to find joy. Have that moment of grief. No one can force you to move on. You can't force yourself either. You have to be ready for it. You have to be the one to initiate it. And then we have surrender to success. It's like you did joy, you went to, fixing, you didn't force yourself to fix yourself. You're just like, you know what, step by step, even if just eating this pint of ice cream is going to make me happy right now, I am going to eat this because it makes me freaking happy right now and I deserve it. I want to have my cake, I want to do this, because you're having like this moment. So like have it. So we have surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And look at that surrender to joy. It's like when you leap into it, success, happiness. You're breaking the constraints here. Like I said, a lot of those pentacles, you may be feeling like if it's not in front of you, it's not like tangible, you want nothing to do with it. But remember, the King of Wands deals in ideas. He negotiates with ideas. He has that influence of just that spark, that intuition, that like that is what intuition or inspiration is more. I meant inspiration. He has that inspiration. He sparks that joy. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. What do I want? Oh yeah. Okay. This is the pattern. I want to just make sure I do this. So when we're dealing with all of this, we may still touch base into this, but I want to bring this up specifically for finances, for abundance, for, your career and whatnot. If there's anything blocking you, if there's anything you should be more open to, that sort of stuff, that's what I want to do with this deck here. We did kind of touch base on this with your situation, but I think that was more spiritual. This is more personal growth related, dealing with other people, dealing with meditation, needing to schedule that more in your day, to really think things through, to savor the joys you have in life, to savor and like give that moment of grief before you can move on for, the old version of you. Give thanks to that person you used to be and how far they've taken you. That sort of stuff. That's kind of this. So I want to focus in on the career aspect here. Let's see if there's anything that's relatable to the rest of this. Anything about joy, success. 10 of Cups. Oh, shit. In reverse. And we have strength. 5 of Wands. So what is blocking you? 10 of Cups. This could be domestic, emotions. This is domestic life, your home life, family relations that are just like not fulfilling. They're not bringing you much joy. It could be like your home isn't set up the right way for creativity, for inspiration. This also gives me the idea of like tackling a task within your home that is bringing you a lot of fear. It's like, oh, that's so overwhelming. I don't want to deal with it. But strength. Oh my gosh, just King of Wands. I said Leo energy. Strength resonates with Leo energy. Double Leo, needing more confidence in the tasks you're going to do, confidence in the challenges that you're willing to take on. 5 of Wands is typically a lot of challenges, and challenges dealing with other people. However, with the 5 of Wands being upright, these are to push your boundaries. This is about people like putting in their perspective to push your boundaries so that you can think bigger, that you can think in a different perspective, that you can be pushed into a new direction that is suited for you. It's not to distract you. It's not to deter you. It's not to, it's for you to face your fears. It's for you to challenge yourself as well, to challenge where you put your money where your mouth is. That type of like mind that comes to my mind there. Like if you're going to talk about doing this, if this is how you're going to influence others, you got to have those same values that you're telling people to do. Instead of trying to fix someone else, this is about you healing yourself. If you're telling other people how to take care of them, like the Queen of Pentacles says, you're trying to take care of other people. You're trying to do this for other people. What about putting that energy towards yourself as well? You know what? Actually, just screw everybody else. Take care of yourself as well. Like, just make yourself a priority. And like people will see that. They'll see you shining. It's like a moth to a flame. That's how you attract people and whatnot, because you're taking care of this. You're taking care of business. But yeah, so like having, like when it's in reverse, that Strength card, it's just more of like not having patience. You're not enduring. Like as soon as it gets tough, you give up, right? You're giving up, and it's like you have to see your challenges through. And this is also getting help, just inspiration from others, like, like when you're having these challenges of like, what would you do? This could also be like different books and whatnot, like self-help books, things like that. When it comes to like your finances and whatnot, you're having challenges in your career and whatnot, because it's not like set up for success, for creativity. I just feel like there's might be things at home, so it reflects onto your career. It's hard to focus in on that, right? What do I want to add to this? I'm trying to think if there's another oracle deck I want to go with the career reading aspect here. So just for this mini reading right here, when it comes to careers, I think that kind of went back towards the personal because it was definitely attached to the King of Wands in here. But when it comes to finances, and I know this was in reverse, challenging, there's aspects of your creative side that's preventing you from taking on challenges as your greatest block. You may be having a creative block. There could be things at home that is stressing you out. It just feels like challenges are piling on. But this could be just needing collaborative work. That's still probably not how you pronounce it, but we're just gonna roll with it. It's been a long day. So needing to collaborate with others to get over your fears of the next step. This could also be with surrender to success, fear of abundance. You're like, how can I be fearful of abundance? Perhaps, especially if you're trying to be like an influencer, a streamer, someone who like gains an audience, because that Leo energy, the star of the show, and like that King of Wands, there could be fear of success that leads into it because more eyes are on you. There could be deep-rooted fears with that sort of success, people watching you because they may be getting into like your past or your home life, Like there needs to be a clear boundary of what is private to you versus what you show others. I think that very much covers it. Okay, we're going to use this deck here to deal more with personal energy. Let's find out what Spirit wants you to know. Group number 3. Oh my god, none of the cards want to come out. There we go. As soon as I say that. Okay. I just need one more. Come on, before we can get into this. Are we going to get one more? I'm going to split the deck, because I will do that. Got it. Okay, so why I was giggling is because campfire circle. Boundaries. We were talking about that. We're talking about, collaborating with others. Create deep and magical connections relationships, bonding, and community. Okay, this is that influence. This is you trying to grow that influence. This is you have, it's a campfire circle. It is about those boundaries of like, where are you bringing these people in? How much they get to see? Who are you letting join in your circle? Who are you sharing that energy with, right? And then we have puppet stage. Acts can't go on forever. Manipulation, falseness, and control. And then I want to pair that definitely with neon lights, which is the lights are blinding, disillusionment, deception, and secrets. Oh, this brings like another like message with this influencing person. It may not be you. You may be getting influenced and realizing deep down it is trickery. What they're saying is not reality. And I think that it falls into just an overall general category of things you see on social media. Not everything is going to be true. Things are sometimes built just for aesthetics. This can also be, you have to be honest with yourself if you're trying to show others that you have a perfect life, even though in the shadows we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Like, domestic life is not doing too hot right now. It is not the home that you dreamed up. It's not how you envisioned it. If there's fights going on, if there's people who are lying to each other, being deceptive, that trickery of the magician in reverse, the trickster, making sure like this falseness, this lie that you're holding on to cannot go on forever. And eventually this brightness, everything will come to dim and this truth will be revealed. Better for you to take control of the situation, and start just doing things to make yourself more happy and not keep up with this lie either. Don't be lying to yourself. Don't lie to others. Be more truthful in this scenario, okay? I'm going to do this. I want to pull one from this deck here. This is the love deck, and though we don't have a really strong love reading, this is more of like partnership, community, taking care of yourself. This could be a sign though for you to take care of yourself. It can give you like inspiration. I want to pull one card from here to see what comes up. Also, this is how I get practice with new decks like this. We got love notes for you. Group number 3, you got love notes, and it says, unpack the past. Often, our conception of romantic love is deeply rooted in our early experiences. How we experience love in our family dynamics, our first relationships, and our first heartbreaks. In your journal or on a blank piece of paper, consider your earliest experience of love and how they've impacted your own journey. What lessons have you learned? What good can you build on? What not so good would you like to leave in the past? So this is a love note to yourself that you can do. So definitely like this is that self-care aspect we were talking about before. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so I think that kind of like fit in and vibed with this. Talked about journeys. We talked about journeys into here, like where you are right now, where you would like to be in a way of like wanting to create this deep magical connections with people who are authentic, and truthful, and being very authentic and allowing this puppet version of yourself to come down. So keeping that in mind. All right, we're going to end this reading though with a therapet, because everyone deserves to have a really nice message by a really cute animal from this therapet before we end today's reading. Again, thank you so much for being here with me. Group number 3 and picking the Halloween deck. I hope you did enjoy this reading. Let's find out what message you need to hear. A cute doggy. It's going to be okay. You got, it's going to be okay. And I'm just looking for one final message. It was quite clear with the first 2 decks that there was a color that was associated. However, with this, like all the cards would like have this type of color, even with the therapet. I don't think there's a color that is directly connecting to you. That would be another sign or something for you to look into. I will say, because this is, you would say purple, like these are obviously, but this whole deck is like this shade. So I don't really count this deck in this because this is like the initial colors. I see more of like with the campfire and like the Leo, you're more, it's just fire. You don't really have a color. It's like the fiery orange, fiery sun, not orange. If I did have to pick one, it would be green. Because there's this beautiful neon green over here. There's green in this card. There is green in like the lights of this card over here, like dim version of it. Green grass. You can't really see because it's blue from the back of my monitor over there. But there's green. Green in here and then green over here. I would say like that would be, if I had to pick a color for you, if I had to pick one, wouldn't force this on you because I don't feel like that's strong. I just get more of like this magic fiery vibe from you, for you, group number 3. Okay. All right, again, thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly do appreciate it. That's all I really have for you. And just if you like this reading, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more readings like this. Let me know what you thought of this style of reading. I hope to still keep improving on it. But if you want to book a reading with me, all that information is in the description box below. Thank you again, and I'm wishing you all the best. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.